Well, welcome back to the channel, Sports Review and Opinion. We're going to review the Port Vale Harrogate game last night. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give an overview of the game. I'm going to give a view on the referee. I'm going to give a view on Darren Moore. And then I'm going to give a summary of what I think at the end. So here we go. So an overview of the game. Possession-wise, Port Vale had 62.3% possession. Harrogate Town, 37.7%. Port Vale had 14 shots. In total, 4 on goal to Harrogate 7 and 3 on goal. Corners 10 to Port Vale, 6 to Harrogate Town. What did I think? Crikey. Gets no better though, does it really? I thought the first 20 minutes, to be fair, I thought they were okay. I thought we came out with some purpose, energised. We seemed to look like we were going to be on the front foot. But after 20 minutes, he just died. Died terribly. And then you got Darren Moore pre-match saying, yeah, I've picked a more attacking lineup. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. No, you haven't. We can all see now, having seen them play together, Croasdale, Harper and Byers doesn't work. Reason being, they're all atypical Darren Moore players. They're sitters. None of them run on like Garrity. They're all sitters. So really, in essence, he hasn't played a more attacking lineup yesterday. He's played 5 defenders, 3 sitting midfield players, and 2 forwards, which weren't being supported at all by the midfield. If he was a more attacking midfield, you play somebody behind the front 2, you'd have Chizzy there, or you'd have Rico Richards from the start. But no, he wasn't. So anyway, let's get on to the referee. The referee, I thought, was, again, another shocking referee at League 2 level. I thought he didn't let the game flow. He was pedantic regarding every free kick, where it was taken from, every throw-in. The 2 major points, I think he got both of them wrong. And I've looked at the second one more than once. I think first half, second half, sorry, wasn't it? So second half, the handball, it's a blatant handball. The defender's arms in an unnatural position, away from his body. He's got a great view of it. It's straight in front of him. It's 100% a stonewall penalty. Didn't give it. Then sort of like Rico Richards running through in the last minute. 100% a foul. He took him from behind, bit to the side. From what I've seen, didn't take any of the ball. The only thing it wasn't a penalty, the initial tackle was outside the area. But it would have been a good position at the end of the game to finish. So, yeah, referee, absolutely appalling. So let's give the referee a mark. Let's give him a 3. Like I said previously, 5 is average, over 5 is above average, below 5, not good at all. So we'll give the referee a 3. And then we come on to Darren Moore. Like I said previously, he didn't pick an attacking lineup last night. A more attacking lineup, like he said in the pre-match. Byers, Croasdale and Harper don't work. Proven yet again. It was proven against Tranmere and it's been proven against Harrogate. No legs in that midfield. I thought after the first 20 minutes, the more energy, the more desire came from Harrogate, which is unbelievable. You've got a side that's 20th in League 2. Appalling away record. And you look at from 20 minutes on that game. Unbelievable. I thought Darren Moore's substitutes, he left him too late. You could tell at half time. He was fizzling out and it wasn't going to work. He got him out on the touchline, then he put him back in the dugout. It took 71 minutes to get any substitutes on. Any substitutes on at all. And then I thought he made the wrong ones. He brought Umalu on, Big Jez, which I thought, to be fair, he had the best game he's had up to now, which isn't hard because he's been terrible. He had a good chance. But surely, at that stage of the game, it's a Hackford game. It's a Hackford game where you say to buyers, play to his strengths, play balls behind, get him running. It was a Hackford game. But no, we get Umalu on, can't say his name, Big Jazz, Sam, the liability Hart, and Rico Richards. And that leaves one man. I could not believe in a million years that Ethan Chislett didn't come on. He was crying out for Ethan Chislett, that game was last night. But again, Darren Moore management, man management, terrible. Bombed him out, make him sit there. But it's the bigger picture. It's not all about Darren Moore. It's about the bigger cause. It's about Port Vale trying to get promotion out of this dire division. And not to put Chislett on last night. Sacrilege. Absolute sacrilege. He's crying out for him. He scored double-figure goals in League One. And he can't get on in the 70th minute against Harrogate in League Two. Not for me. He should definitely have been on. Definitely been on. So let's get on to the team. Amos in goal. I thought, given what had happened at Tranmere, I thought Ben Amos, he had a good game last night. He got George Byers, and I think, who was the other one? He got 2 balls sent back to him that were actually hospital balls, given what had happened at Tranmere, that he got away when he could have been in trouble. And his teammates didn't really help him there, but he made some good saves. He was quite commanding of his area, which he hasn't been in previous games. He sort of like caught quite a few crosses. Distribution was okay, not brilliant. But this puts in perspective what sort of performance it was. Ben Amos, for me, was my second man of the match. He wasn't the man of the match, but he was my second man of the match. I thought he had a decent game. And I'm going to give him 4 out of 7. We move on to the back. We've got Kyle John. I thought Kyle John was industrious. Played his usual game. Defensively, I don't know whether I prefer him as a wing back or right side of that centre half. Thought he did his job well. No airs and graces with him. I thought defensively as a unit, though, he left a little bit to be desired last night. And we'll come on to that. But Kyle John, in essence, he didn't have a bad game. Average. So we'll give him a 5. We've got Nathan Smith in the middle. I thought, crikey. Defensively, again, he was good, but how ponderous again on the ball. And we were again doing at it last night. How many times? We playing Harrogate. We're not playing Manchester City, we're playing Harrogate. How many times did he go across that back line? Going nowhere. Absolute going nowhere. Hall to Smith, Smith to Hall, Hall to John, John to Smith, Smith to Amos. And it was pedestrian. There's no zip in the passes. Nothing. So sort of like, defensively, he was good, but the rest of it, you've got just give it to the people that can play. And this is down to Darren Moore. This is Darren Moore all over. This is playing out from the tittle-tattling around the back like that. It's not for me. It's just not for me. Just give it to the players who can play. Let's get up the field. So Smith, yeah, an average 5. No better, no worse. Connor Hall didn't have as good a game as he did at Tranmere. I thought his distribution at times was awful. But he was put under a lot of pressure. And he's doing 2 jobs, really, on that left-hand side. He's doing 2 jobs in one. And that's the reason Connor Hall last night didn't look so good. Because he's having to chaperone Jack Shorrock, who shouldn't be in the team. He's having to chaperone Jack Shorrock and do his own job as well. And he looked panicked at times, but he's bound to, because Shorrock was out of position, possession was lost. So he couldn't look cultured, he couldn't look calm. He did his best, and one thing he did do, he did an amazing block in the second half. When we lost possession, they cut through us in midfield, came to the guy on the left. He came inside, looked like he was going, all ends up he was going to score. Then he threw his body in front of it, and Ben Amos picked it up. And for that, and babysitting Jack Shorrock, I'm going to give him a 6. Because he didn't look very good, but he did better than he looked, put it that way. So let's get on to the wing-backs. Mitch Clark. Mitch Clark had a good game. He does what he says on the tin. He tried his best to drive forward. I think if Darren Moore let his handbrake off a bit more, allowed him to get forward a bit more, he might be a bit better. But obviously he's told to sit in more than he is to get forward. He only gets forward at certain times. But he was decent last night. So we'll give Mitch Clark a 5. The other side, Jack Shorrock. I feel sorry for the lad. He comes in, he goes out, he comes in. But he ain't a wing back. He cannot defend. He looked exposed against Harrogate, who were 20th in League 2. But he played against the better sides. He just get rinsed. Going forward, yeah, he looks like he's got the torch. I thought last night his corners were better than they were previously. But he should have been brought off before he was. But again, we haven't got much cover there, have we? Headley's injured. Then we've got liability Sam. And the one thing that they did do in January, I think the one thing they did make a mistake of with the recruitment. He hasn't pulled any trees up since he's been here. But given the situation, why not put Shorrock out on loan somewhere? Put him out on loan. He'd National League North with plenty at Yeovil. And why don't we keep Conor Grant? Fair enough, Conor Grant. Done nothing. Legs are probably gone. But he's an experienced player. And I put that experienced. He isn't going to get found out as much as Jack Shorrock. But no, what do? We come to January, let's pay him up. Well, look at that. That's come back to bite us a little bit, hasn't it? In my opinion. So anyway, Jack Shorrock should have been pulled before he was, but like I say, we've got liability Sam and to bring on, so best of a bad bunch. But I didn't think he was that great. Liability defensively, so I'm going to give him a 4. So then we get to the midfield 3. As a unit, that midfield 3 doesn't work. If Darren Moore can't see that midfield 3 doesn't work, it's time to give up. They're all sitters. It's only Ryan Crowsdale who makes any forward runs. And it's Ryan Crowsdale. Ryan Crowsdale. He's the biggest sitter of them all. That's his job. George Byers spent most of the game trying to play centre-half because, again, he's a sitter. And Harper. He had moments. He should have scored first half. Good save from the goalkeeper. But apart from that, he wanders round. No energy, no drive. Looks half fit. Looks like he can't be bothered half the time. Gives the ball away. doesn't track back, no energy. That midfield three doesn't work. And you can see why Garrett's so important. Because it isn't because he's a decent footballer, technically. It's because he's got an engine. Gets up and down. So we got 3 players in there that none of them make forward runs. So it suits Darren Moore's philosophy fantastically. We just all sit in. But how bad does it look? We don't get nowhere. We don't get nowhere with it. Because the 2 forwards, the distance between the midfield and the forward lines is too far. You look at the amount of times Talai was coming deep to collect the ball, to drive forward. That should have been Byers, Harper driving forward and Talai spinning off. But the majority of our attacks were set up from Talai coming into midfield because he was driving forward. So anyway, Croasdale gave the ball away too much last night. Again, puts a shift in, but he wasn't helped by the people around him. At times, the midfield was non-existent. Non-existent. They were everywhere. And Harrogate were breaking on us. This is Harrogate. Harrogate were breaking on us. And looked dangerous. Midfield was everywhere. So Croasdale, I'll give him an average 5. Wasn't his best game. Can't fault his effort. But he gets an average 5. So then we move on to Harper, like I say. There's a player there when he wants to play. But for me, he's becoming a bit of a luxury player. And you can't afford in League 2 luxury players. Nice little touches now and again, the occasional pass. But it's so laboured. The effort is negligible. There's no drive, no energy. So I was disappointed last night with him. So he gets a below par average 4. Not for me. Then we move on to George Byers, the talisman, the captain. I think part of the problem is, I think we've seen so little of him. We've imagined, and we've put him on such a pedestal, this George Byers. He's going to eat League 2 up. But he's not that sort of player, I don't think. He's not like a Dan Crowley at Notts County. High energy, up, down, creating. He's more of a sitter. And he proved it last night. He preferred to go deeper and deeper and deeper to receive the ball. But made very few incisive passes. He got the ball, played it safe. Got the ball, played it safe. Very underwhelmed from him. Very underwhelmed. No drive. He hasn't got the best engine. Can't really get up and down. When we lose that ball in that midfield higher up, Harper and Byers, they aren't tracking back. Not busting a gut. So George Byers, for me, those games against Harrogate, George Byers playing against Harrogate, he should take by the scruff of the neck, impose himself on him, if it was the George Byers that we think we've got. And he didn't. So he gets a below average 4. So then we move on to the front 2. I thought the front 2 worked the socks off. I thought the 2 players on the pitch, they literally gave their all. We'll start off with Curtis. I thought Curtis worked like he's done in the previous games. He was infectious. He was working hard. He was unlucky with his header second half, which looped over the goal. He nearly went in the far post, scraped against the post. He tried his best to link up play, tried his best to play incisive balls through. A bit unlucky at times, but you couldn't fault him again last night. I thought he was very, very good. So we'll give Curtis above average 7. Now we come on to my man of the match. Start of the season, I wasn't the biggest fan of this guy, but he's getting better and better. And why is that, Darren? Why is he getting better and better? Because he's played in his natural position. Hooray! Hooray! It's only taken half a season, get him in natural position. Yeah, he's getting better and better. You can tell his confidence is up. But I felt for him last night. Because like I say, he was getting no support from that midfield. Nothing was coming through to him. And his best moments when he went and collected the ball himself. He said, right, you aren't going to get it through to me. I'll go get it myself. And he was good. He's fit. He runs. I thought he was very, very good last night. And lucky not to score on a few occasions. But the chances weren't really created, the clear-cut ones. So yeah, Talai, my man of the match. And he gets an 8. Solid 8. So all in all, we look at it. Oh, let's finish with the substitutes. So we wait till, was it 70, 72, 73 minutes? So you bring Aluma on, big Jazz. Best game he's had for the Vale. Thought he was all right. He has got a bit of pace and power when he goes at it. But he does look like Bambi on ice at times. Good chance. Should really score from when he did. You could tell the disappointment, and if he'd have put that in, he probably would have seen a different player. But I thought he was the wrong substitute. I thought Hackford was the man for the job. Coming on. Then we got Liability Sam. He came on for Shorrock. Did his usual thing. Nearly cost us the game. Lost the ball on the left-hand side. Got pressed. Taken off him. And they should have scored. No quality from him. He's just a Sutton United, Southend United. He's a National League player at best. And he isn't, like I've said previously, he isn't a player who should be in a promotion-looking team. Thought he was terrible when he came on. Rico Richards, when he came on, exactly what we needed. We got a little bit of energy, a little bit of drive, going forward, shown in that later on in that second half. And we should have brought Chizzy on as well. Should have brought Chizzy on as well as Rico Richards, but we didn't. So anyway, so the summary of it all. We missed a massive chance to get close to that top 3. And I think that nails it now. I think that nails it. We're going to be playoffs at best. And it's so disappointing. Harrogate Town. We should be looking to beat them. Promotion teams who get in the top 3, beat them. And last night was the moment. Doncaster lost. Notts County lost. Wimbledon lost. Crewe lost. And we didn't take our moment. So that leaves us on 57 points. 6th in the table. We have got games in hand on other sides, but points on the board for me every day of the week. And we've got some tricky games coming up. Fleetwood won 4-1 at Crewe. Then we've got Colchester away. But at the end of the day, you look at the results. Look at some of the results at home. We've got Harrogate last night, goalless draw. Carlisle at home, goalless draw. Cheltenham at home, goalless. Cheltenham at home, goalless draw. Colchester at home, 1 each. Tranmere at home, goalless draw. Tranmere away, 1 each. If you're going to be in the top 3, you don't draw games like that. You've got to win games like that. You've got to impose yourself, especially with that squad we've got, on games like that. This season is epitomised by the run of games in the middle that we had. From Gillingham on the 9th of November to Cheltenham on New Year's Day, we played 10 games. We scored 4 goals in 10 games. 4 goals in 10 games. With that squad that we've got, biggest budget in Port Vale's history, probably. Best squad in the division, definitely. We play 10 games and score 4 goals. Why is that? We all know why it is, don't we? It's because the manager that we've got prefers to play defensive football. The manager that we've got prefers not to look at any other option in a division where we've got the best squad, that we should be running over teams. A manager at the start of the season won 2 games previously of his 23 at Huddersfield. And I think he won 3 from the January to May when we got relegated. So won something like 5 games in 46. We decide we'll give the biggest budget we've ever given to. He's won 5 games out of 46. So nobody look at this. At the end of last season, you've won 5 games out of something like 44, 46. I think, shall we think about somebody else? No, I'll tell you what, we'll double down. We'll double down. We'll go again. We'll give him exactly what he wants. Because obviously he knows what he's doing. He's won 4 to 5 games out of 44, 45 games, last 45 games. Let's give him a massive budget. Yeah. So anyway, totally underwhelmed last night. Again, you look at the football that we play. People that go the games. Apart from Wimbledon, first half, Chesterfield, at home, Newport, away. That's 3 games. We played 33. That's 3 games. The remaining 30 have been dire. Absolutely dire. But there we go. So we move on. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if possible. I'll be back to do a Fleetwood preview, which will either more than likely be Friday. If nobody's actually viewed it, have a look at on the Tranmere review. I've got a Darren Moore special of his first 12 months at Port Vale, which is interesting listening. And thanks very much. See you again.